Welcome back, everybody, to Tactics Ogre. We have to go down to Karitnai. But first, I guess we're going to take a stop off at this place because why not? Yeah. This seems familiar to a battle we did earlier with this old man. Alrighty then, let's get going. Gonna murder some people. Gonna turn them into some dog food, I believe.
There he is.
Oh. I missed the opportunity to recruit him in the neutral playthrough.
Huh? They move like the wind.
That man, whoever he is, he's in trouble.
Denim of Goliath! Our mysterious swordsman has flushed out rare game. The wheel turns for us!
So Hutton can hold his own. I don't know if he could, I don't think he could solo this battle per se, but he can definitely hold his own, at least initially, for me to get up to him. This isn't one of those situations where you not only have to be quick, but strong in order to get down to where he's at and then hope that he doesn't charge headlong into the enemy. At least I hope not anyways. I did have that problem when I was playing with not Ravenous, Aersol. There were occasionally I'd be playing on that one battle with Vice on it, and as an archer should be in the back row, but I can't tell her to go to the back row. I can't tell her to be defensive. And she ran headlong into the front line. And I was just like, what can I do to make the computer not, or the program not have her run headlong into the front lines? I mean, I get it. If she was like Mirren or, you know, any of my knights, I get it. You got defense, you have the ability to tank some damage, though not a ton of damage.
This way, we can help you.
And you are?
My name is Denim Pavel. I fight for this land's future.
Young for a knight, Captain.
No matter.
I'll take what help is offered.
But like I said, he should be able to hold his own at least until I can get my troops up there. The only exception, like I said, would be is if he decides to head directly south of this location and directly into their front lines. Then I'll probably be in a little bit of trouble. But it looks like he's backing up into my area. So that's good. That's positive. Swordmasters are kind of one of those weird classes where I'm not really sure what to make of them. Only because I've only had one, and I've never really had like a really good one like Robin. But they tend to be kind of squishy like ninjas. But there's not really like an offset to them where they have like access to. I mean, they have dances. They have those dances that allow you to do area of effect buffs, debuffs, etc. But they feel like a like a Swordmaster class from like a Fire Emblem, where they don't have a lot of defense. They can hit pretty good sometimes, but their main gimmick is they evade. They evade attacks. So you're putting, instead of having a 100% chance of hitting them, you're always looking at it like a, I don't know what it would be in this game, but in Fire Emblem it would be like a a 60-70% chance. They always have a pretty good chance of evading, and it's not super great, but it's decent, in comparison to their tanky brothers that like to just sort of take the damage and use their defense to reduce it to nothing. Yeah, that's even better. I'll do this is about 450, a little more than 450 damage total. Then up. Ice Requiem. Feels like Ice Requiem would not be the right choice here on this frozen tundra. But maybe it's stronger, I don't know. Could be some of the hardest things to do in these escort battles is keeping your escort healed up. Mainly because you can't control where they're going to go or what they're going to do. You just have to sort of protect them. So like you have to, I wouldn't say you have to put a whole character on healing for them, but it is good to set aside a healing character to make sure that they stay, so you can counter whatever damage that's being dealt to both them and the party, Whereas if one of my characters gets struck down and ends up with 0 HP, they just pass out and I can revive them. Whereas a guest character like Hobble, however you pronounce it, if he dies, he's dead, period. There's no pass out, there's no resurrect, there's none of that. You get one opportunity to, if they're passed out pre-battle, to revive them in 3 rounds, 3 turns, whatever you want to call it. But after you revive them, you have to like practically have someone right behind them to heal. Because as soon as you revive them, if they die again, then that's it. Any kaput. Here's a fun story. I went at 3 o'clock to get food. Okay. Why 3 o'clock, you say? Because I got up kind of late-ish in comparison to how I normally wake up about 7 or 8 o'clock. Just because I when I used to work, a little while, not even that long ago, I'd have to be at work at 8 o'clock every day, so I'd have to get up at 7, get ready, go to work, drive to work, which wasn't very far away, but it was about, I still have to be there by 8 o'clock, so I got to get up at 7, or the very worst, you would get up at 7:30, hurry up, get dressed, hop in the car, and drive to work. Okay? That was sort of the worst case scenario. Today I woke up a little later. I woke up about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Ate breakfast. Wasn't really hungry at noon. 1 o'clock rolls around. I'm not really hungry still. And then 3 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, I'm getting hungry. So I'll make this my lunch / dinner. Okay. And I only tell you that portion of the story because while I was gone, the U.S. Postal Service came and apparently delivered a letter to me. And I wasn't here to accept the letter, which is hilarious to me because I was only gone for about a half an hour between 3 and 3:30. If they had showed up yesterday...
You're the stripling who betrayed the resistance! All that talk of heroes go to your head, did it? The Duke favored you above all others. But like any mongrel, you were quick to bite the hand that...
I fought not for the glory of a single man. I fought to bring peace to my people, to Valeria. It is the Duke who betrayed our struggle.
Listen to him crow! Steady hands, lads. We face a foe more foul than the Hierophant himself.
So anyways, if they had come yesterday, I would have been, I was here all day yesterday. Today I was here all day except from 3 to 3:30. They have to come at the one time of the day I'm not here. Either that, or conversely, they didn't come to my door and they just they just wrote up this slip and dropped it in my mailbox. I can't figure out which. You know, like kind of like if you're waiting for a UPS or FedEx package and you spend the whole day at home and then all of a sudden like you hear a knock 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 at your door, you open it up and there's no package, there's just a slip. You're like, dude, chick or whoever, like you couldn't wait the 30 seconds for me to come to the door or the 10 seconds for me to walk downstairs. So that is my story. We don't have very many enemies left, do we? I didn't realize that until now. There's only 2 left. Shouldn't take too long to get rid of him either. I like how the weather changes and the snow gets a little heavier. Pretty cool. Sort of like the rain, you know, you get a rain, it's sort of like, and then you can get like a heavy storm, it's super rainy. Thunder, lightning, very, very frightening. I am a little, I don't want to say weirded out, I amuse a little bit about the fact that the sage characters in this game are as follows. They're the 4 sisters can be turned into sages, okay? And then apparently old people. This guy with the cane, the lady who kind of looked like she was like a bog witch. Yeah, those are like the only sages, or not sages, those are the only, whatever you call those. Are they sages? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I get them in the sorceress. I guess it's sorcerers. Confused. Sorcerer's sort of like an upgraded version of the wizard. But it gains certain abilities that, you know, wizards can't learn, but it loses the 0 RT ability.
Failed by a traitor. Forgive me, my Duke.
Thank you for aiding me. You're the one they call the hero of Goliath, yes?
I'd rather you address me by my name, Denim Pavel.
Of course, forgive me. I am Hoberim Vandam. I owe you my life. I'll not forget it.
What errand brings you to such a place as that?
I heard you were bringing the fight to the Dark Knights. I thought to lend you my sword.
You've some score to settle with the Dark Knights?
Aye, you might say that. What if I told you it was they who stole the light from me? I may not be able to see, but my sword is truer than most. Let me join your struggle.
You would be a welcome addition.
You've my thanks then, and my sword.
I am told Tartaros has accepted our proposal.
He has. We're to meet at the cathedral in Rhyme at a time of our choosing. He even agreed to limit our escorts to 3 men apiece.
You've served me well in this vice. I could ask for no finer envoy.
We are one step nearer to vanquishing the Bakram.
All well and good, Your Grace, but can the Dark Knights be trusted?
I should have your tongue out for that. You dare question me.
You squabble like children. Your concern, however well meant, is uncalled for. The Dark Knights will honor their agreement. They know full well the Bakram cannot stand against us with the Golgostani gone. An alliance serves their interest as much as ours.
If the Commons learn of this pact with the Dark Knights, it will not go well for us.
We need only maintain the deception until Branton falls. His claim to power rests on the young heir to House Eltenahu. Without the boy, Branton is nothing. Stripping him of the regency will be simple enough. With his power lost, his flock will soon scatter. Once we have restored peace to the Isles, the Dark Knights will have no choice but to return to Lodis. I know you've only just returned, but I'm afraid there's no time to rest. We must inform Tartaros of the time of the meeting. Fetch me quill and parchment.